Delighted to be partnering with the Saylor Academy. This morning, I apologize in advance. The change in climate has got my voice a little bit, so I don't normally sound like this, but I think I can communicate nonetheless. So, closing the skills gap. This issue is of keen interest to Meridian because Meridian, since 1960, has been looking to try to address global challenges through leadership, development, collaboration, and cultural exchange. And at the heart of almost every problem that we're trying to solve, whether it's environmental issues or security issues or economic issues, lies education. And so we are delighted that the Saylor Academy has embarked upon providing access to education for thousands of young people and not so young people around the world who want to improve their skills. So you're sitting in the Meridian house. This house was built 100 years ago by John Russell Pope, who also, if you know architecture, he designed the National Archives and the National Gallery of Art, the Jefferson Memorial, among other buildings. So this was a private home originally, built for an American ambassador. Actually, there are two homes, and throughout the day and a half, I hope you get a chance to look around a little bit, the center, the gardens. This is your home for the next day and a half, and we hope you'll exchange ideas and make progress on your goals, but also get a chance to visit and socialize with each other. One of the main things Meridian does, in addition to bringing over 4,000 leaders from around the world to the United States for experiential learning programs, is diplomacy, diplomatic programs. So later on today, we'll have a panel of ambassadors and leaders from the OECD to look at, you know, some of the macro issues. Of course, you know, behind everything we're trying to do is the geopolitical, the government policy and how that affects regulatory policy, funding for programs in education, education policy. So we'll hear a little bit about that too. I also wanted to introduce, I think he is here or on the way, Jeff Davidson. Is he coming? Oh, he is on the way. He's obviously, I think his speech is going to be terrific because he's been working on it for a little while. But so the work we do here at the center kind of, as I mentioned before, reflects our belief that if we work on challenges together with people from other countries and cultures and different sectors, we're going to have a better solution. So we have no agenda other than that. We're not an advocacy organization or a think tank, but we are a convener and we are a program implementer, started in 1960. I got to know a little bit about the online education space when I took this job probably a decade ago, and I went to a conference because I figured that maybe some of the leadership programs and the things we do here might be adaptable to that kind of environment. It was very interesting when I attended the conference. I was surprised that a lot of the discussion talked about the need to complement that with face-to-face interaction as well, which is, of course, what we do. So hopefully out of this, we can explore what works and how to provide that kind of blended learning experience that might make the access issue, as well as going forward, how we can create more peer-to-peer exchange and dialogue. We've just finished several programs on the education side. We run a program called Study of the U.S. Institutes, where we bring educators from other countries to help sort of understand our country. Obviously, you've heard of the 100,000 Strong program. We do a big piece of that. And we have educators coming through our International Visitor Leadership Program with the State Department on a regular basis. So now I'm told that I can introduce Jeff Davidson, who's the Executive Director of the Saylor Academy. During his time with Saylor, he's expanded their partnerships and relationships around the world. And having spent time on a conference call with Jeff earlier, I know he's passionate and excited about what he does. So, Jeff, welcome to Meridian.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Welcome again to the Saylor Academy Summit on Closing the Global Skills Gap. Really want to thank Ambassador Holliday and the whole Meridian team here for co-hosting this event. Very passionate, as he said. I'm also a little nervous and also fighting a little cold, so the combination of that might make me move really fast. So the panel might want to get ready because I might breeze through this really quickly. All right, I'm safe, I'm balanced, I'm safe. It's really nice to see some familiar faces, including some partners, but also a lot of new faces, so that's really exciting as well. For those of you not familiar with our work, there's some information in the program, and our website, et cetera. But just very quickly at a high level, we're a nonprofit initiative committed to providing access to education to underserved populations around the world. Through a website and learning platform, we've got a great We've got a great foundational offering in English, humanities, STEM education, computer science, as well as career-focused offerings like leadership and decision-making, and range all the way to data science, computer science, software engineering, C++, all that kind of good stuff that you would expect. We currently serve hundreds of thousands of students from around the world, from over 185 countries, including many that are represented here today. And most of these students are finding us, including people finding us saying, I've been left out of school because I'm a woman, or I've been left out of school because there's just nothing in my area, or I couldn't go to school because I'm taking care of family, and they found us. Now they're learning. So we're so excited that so many people find us. But we can't do this alone, and no group could do things alone. So it's great to get people together, exchange some ideas, see how we can work together, come up with new ideas, and reach even more people. Because as we know, as Ambassador mentioned, there's a huge global skills gap. It's real. In the States, there's a debate about whether the skills gap is real or manufactured. But globally, it's completely real. UNESCO estimates 100 million plus people who have the cognitive ability now, and even will grow by 2025, to get into school and get advanced education, whether it's certificates, cybersecurity training, degrees, whatever, but there's no seat. There's not even online in some places. A lot of nations are making strides. You're going to hear from some people involved in that, African virtual universities here, a bunch of people doing great stuff around the world, including World Bank, et cetera. But just the need is really great. So throughout the day, we're going to hear from a few different panels, exploring different aspects of the skills gap. We'll stay in here mostly, but there is an overflow room over there. We're going to get some people coming in and out. Then later on, about 11:30, we'll have lunch, mostly over there, but I think we can feel free to use the whole area. As noted in your program, we're going to have more speakers this afternoon and a reception this evening. So we're in for a long and exciting, impactful day. But don't forget about tomorrow. We'll also have some great panelists tomorrow, including a nice networking lunch as well. All the panels are, I don't see in the back, all the panels are being live streamed and recorded. So we'll share those out. And if you want to follow up with us out front, you can write your email down and we'll send you what we have. Follow us on Twitter, et cetera. We tried to schedule several breaks throughout the day, but if you need to restroom, they're downstairs, really easy to find. You probably saw the signs when you came in. Are we getting near 10 o'clock? Sheila? So to get us started, I want to introduce Sheila Janagathan. Sheila serves as head of the Open Learning Campus of the World Bank. She's moderating our first panel, Tapping the Talent in Emerging Economies. So we want to welcome Sheila, who's going to introduce the other panelists. And again, this is great, Tapping the Talent. Lots of people out there who've got the ability to help the world, but we got to get them into educational spaces and get them tapping that potential. So Sheila, please, everybody. And you have the list of names for the...
Yes, I do.
Wonderful.
But I think someone was going to invite the speakers up, but Dr. Banerjee, come on over. Terry. And I believe Sam is delayed, or... Sorry.
I'm Terry.
Yes, yes, yes.
Didn't get a chance to
but
meet.
when you
No,
started
no.
coming, I realized you must be Terry. Yeah. Hi, good to meet you. Glad you came all over the world.